We have a new road trip to Leh Ladakh. It's the 6 night, 7 day Leh to Leh road trip, which starts in Leh Airport and ends at Leh Airport. The trip includes your accommodation, your travel within Leh Ladakh, your entry fee, your permits, that is your ILP, your airport pickup and drop. It also includes your breakfast and dinner, and the driver will be your lead all through the journey. The only thing that's not included on this particular trip is your lunch and camera fees if there are at any places. Lunch approximately keep a budget of anywhere between 100 to 200 rupees. So for a 7 day trip, you can roughly estimate that your lunch expense would be around 2000 rupees total summative. So what should you be expecting and what is the blueprint like? So day one is when you will be arriving in Leh. Day one is the day when you'll just acclimatize. You'll reach the app. Once you land at the airport, you'll be picked up and you'll be taken straight to the hotel where you'll have to stay indoors, because it's a day of really where you shouldn't try anything funny, because the rest of the entire journey will fall apart if you don't rest well in Leh Ladakh, especially in Leh town day one. So day one is just where you'll meet the other fellow travelers and rest and drink a lot of water, eat some food, and be at peace. Day 2 is when you'll be going for local sightseeing, that's around Leh. On the local sightseeing day, after breakfast, you'll be leaving for the Sangam, which is the Indus Zanskar river confluence at Nimmo. On the return, you'll be doing Fatar Sahib Gurudwara, Magnetic Hills, Shanti Stupa, Leh Palace, and Leh Hall of Fame. The evening of this particular day 2 is at leisure, where you can roam around at Leh Market. You can decide what souvenirs are important and what you need to buy on your return. You don't need to buy anything early, because then you'll have to carry it to Nubra Valley and Pangong. Day 2 evening, make sure that you pack your bags and keep everything ready, because after that the real road trip starts from day 3, where you'll be moving on to Nubra Valley and Pangong. So day 3, after breakfast, you'll be taking your backpack or your other luggage and moving straight into the vehicle, where you'll be heading off to Kardungla, which is dubbed as the world's highest road, and entering into Nubra Valley. With the first stop will be at Kardungla, where I would personally recommend don't stop for more than 5 to 10 minutes. Get your nostalgic photograph and move on, because you'll end up getting a severe headache if you stay too long. Oxygen level is really low, and there are a lot of tourists over there, so it's even lower. After you've done from Kardungla, we'll move ahead and stop for lunch along the way, mostly in the village of Koksar. Once that's done, you will then move straight to Diskit. Diskit is where the giant Buddha statue is. At Diskit, you can spend some time over there admiring the view and the Buddha statue. After lunch, we will move on. After Diskit Monastery, we'll move on straight to the homestay at Hundar, which is along the banks of the Shayok stream. Check in into the homestay and relax for a bit. After that, we will move straight to the sand dunes for the sunset. You can go for a camel ride if you wish. If you want, you can just laze around in the sand dunes and experience a beautiful sunset in a cold desert like Hundar in Nubra Valley. So that's the end of day 3. Day 4 is when you'll be doing a road trip to Turtuk. Turtuk is a border village along India and Pakistan, and the beauty of Turtuk is that you will get to see a lot of Baltic people, along with lovely apricots, dried and fresh depending on the season when you're going there. Just make sure that you don't eat too many apricots, because it's really heaty fruit and it will end up getting a lot of stomach upset if you have too many. Too many, I would say, is anything more than 6 at a shot is way too many. Once you're done with Turtuk, you'll have lunch in the village and come back, and the rest of the day at Hundar is at leisure. You can spend time exploring the village on foot or spend time in the homestay just lazing around. Day 5 is when we'll be moving from Hundar after breakfast straight to Pangong Taso and Tangse villages where the stay is. We'll be taking the Shayok road, which is the bypass, which will help us save time. Once we have reached Tangse village, we'll be checking into our homestay, keeping our bags, and then shooting off straight to Pangong Taso lake. We'll reach the lake roughly by say around 5 o'clock in the evening. It's a 150-kilometer drive from Hundar to Pangong, with multiple stops along the way depending on the places you want to stop and what you feel like stopping. Pangong Taso again is a place that you should be mindful of the weather change and have fun while the weather is good. Once the weather goes bad, if it does, make sure you're in the vehicle and heading back to the homestay. Along the way from Pangong, you'll definitely get to see the Himalayan mammoth, which is a giant beaver which is always seen in the grasslands ahead of between Tangsei and Pangong Taso. Just make sure that you don't end up feeding the Himalayan mammoth, because that's not something which is needed, since it will change their entire living and their way of life. So please don't feed them anything. They have their own food and they will figure their way out. That's how nature has blessed them with. The night stay will be at Tangsei in a cozy homestay. So that's the end of day 5. Day 6, after breakfast at Tangsei, we'll be heading back to Leh town via Changla Pass. So that's another 120 kilometers. The journey should roughly take around 5 hours, but it could take even longer depending on the road condition and the traffic that you get in Leh. So keep an estimate that if you leave in the morning by around 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, you will end up reaching Leh by 1-2 in the afternoon. Then you'll check into the homestay. En route, you'll visit Tiksay Monastery and Rancho School, which was shown in the Three Idiots movie. Once you're in back to Leh, the hotel in Leh, you check in, and the rest of the day is at leisure. You can do whatever you want, and this is the perfect time to go shopping and buy the souvenirs and everything that you need to buy to take back home. Day 6, after dinner, you sleep early so that you can wake up on time and head back to the airport without having a struggle the next day. Day 7, the vehicle will come, pick you up from the hotel and drop you straight to the airport. Make sure that you're there before time so that you don't end up missing or having a stressful return back home. So this is entirely our 6 nights 7 day trip around Leh Ladakh, and this is what the